So is Vancouver, Washington in the perfect location? That is something that I want to talk about all through this video. I have really sat down and thought about this as I spend more time here, as I do things, as I go out and have fun, and I want to share with you my findings and what I feel about the location of Vancouver, Washington. Are you ready to join me? Let's go through downtown, spend some time together, and learn all about it. Here we go. Hey everybody, it's your host here, Dave Baker with the Living in Vancouver, Washington team. Make sure that you tap that little subscribe button and don't forget to click that little bell so you can learn everything about what it is like to live here in Vancouver, Washington. Now, if you're thinking about moving to Vancouver, you've got to have a team of people that is dedicated to helping you, that can help you find the place that's right for you, and that can get the deal done. So you've got to reach out to us. Give me a call, send me an email, send me a text message, or if you're ready to go, schedule a call right now in the link in the description and we'll get you on the calendar to help you get started. So in this video, I want to talk to you about the location of Vancouver and why not only is it a cool location in Washington, but also just in general, how the location of Vancouver, Washington benefits the residents who live here and all the fun things that there are to do, and why it just makes it a really cool place to live. So right now, you're gonna take a stroll with me once again through the downtown Vancouver area. We'll be walking along some of the main streets, so don't worry if a few cars are driving by, but we'll be strolling along, of course, Columbia Street, Main Street, and some of the side streets, because I do want you to soak in some of the things there are to do around here and why I really love it. So let's talk about this location thing. What am I talking about? I'm literally talking about the location. I just want to make that clear. So because of where Vancouver is located, I think of it as like a strategic place where you can find your home, find your residence, plant your roots, and have so many things around you that you can do. So let's dive in. You know, I love to dive on in and talk about all these different things. So first, you have the proximity to the coast. Okay, here's the deal. The Pacific Ocean is not far away. You can be there in approximately 80 miles. Or depending on which road you take, it could take you an hour and 20 minutes, an hour and a half, or if you want to take something more scenic, like really scenic, like through more forests, you can slow down and it can take you 2 hours to get to the coast. But you have so many things at the coast. You have so many cool cities. On the Washington side of the river, meaning the Columbia River, right? If you're north of the Columbia River, you're on the Washington side. You have Long Beach. You have all the cities that surround Long Beach. So when you get up there and you kind of get to that peninsula looking area on the map, you have a slew of cities, if you take a look, where you can stop and they have cool, what's the term I'm looking for here? Cool seaside town things to do, right? You've got like little stores, you've got the candy shops, the carnival stuff, the seafood, right? You have parks on the water. You've got a lot of stuff there. I love going out to the coast. Now, on the other hand, what if you want to go south? No problem, okay? Just off 84, meaning Highway 84. And by the way, you can drive on the Washington side for a lot of this too. You can drive on the Oregon side or the Washington side. And what do you get? You have a ton of cities on the Oregon coast. So those are going to include really popular cities like, of course, Cannon Beach. You've got Newport, you've got Seaside. Seaside, Oregon has lots of things to do for families and kids. And there's also a lot of restaurants out there. Seaside, Oregon reminds me of an East Coast seaside town. That's the first time I'd seen something like that in a long time. I've been to, New Jersey. I've been to Seaside Heights in New Jersey. I've been to, Ocean City, Atlantic City. When I went to Seaside, Oregon, it kind of gave me that reminder of what it feels like. It's actually the most crowded of the seaside towns that I've seen. I've been to Lincoln, a bunch of different cities over there. Cannon Beach is what I think is the more upscale place to go vacation. Now, I love it for not just vacationing, right? You can go there for the weekend, you can spend a few days there, or you can just go there for the day and enjoy it. You leave early, spend the day there, and in the summer, don't forget, you're in the Northwest. So that means you get those late sundowns. Seriously, sunset is super late up here. It's crazy how different it is than if you live further south. I have spent a lot of time in California, spent a lot of time in Las Vegas, many parts of Nevada. Southern Arizona. The time here that the sun goes down is a major plus. So I want to list that as an item, okay? We're gonna call that number 2. That is the sunset in the summer. And that specifically has to do with the position and the location in Washington, right? So in the summer, even though sometimes you'll see that the official record says, oh, the sun goes down at 8:45, it can be light out till almost 10 p.m. I remember a time when I actually put my shades down to go to bed because the sun or the light was still coming through. It's that cool when you have that much light late at night. So when the sun stays out until that late, it just gives you an opportunity to enjoy the day so much more. And I think that it's really improved my ability to go to work and then make the most of the evening. 1 second. All right, so let's talk about the location a little bit more. What else do you have? You have your proximity to Mount St. Helens. Of course, Mount St. Helens has a history, right? It was, active at one time. But now I think of it as a place where you can go hiking, you can do outdoors activities, winter activities, you can enjoy summer activities. It's pretty cool. Of course, on the other side of the river, you have your proximity to Mount Hood, which is well known for skiing, of course. And you have both summer and winter activities you can do there, right? So when you're over there, you have the ski bowl, which is well known, obviously, with the name for skiing. But in the summer, they have an east and west area, which is where the ski bowl area is, where you can do something like it's like a luge or a toboggan, but it's in the summer. You sit on it and roll down there. It's super fun. Depending on your height or your size, like myself, might be a little scarier, but I'm a tall guy, so for me, I feel like it's a little bit scarier, but I know that the kids seem to love it. I see so many people doing it. They also have the mountain bike lift over there, which is really cool if you're into biking. Okay, so in a lot of my videos, I talk about hiking, talk about the outdoors. Of course, the whole location is wonderful for anyone who enjoys outdoor activities. That means hiking, biking, walking, different types of climbing are available. There's some sort of bouldering available. You've got, mountain biking, and then of course you have some options for gas-powered vehicles, off-road vehicles, right? You do have some options for places where you can use off-road vehicles, which are really cool as well. And that's all in such close proximity. And I love that because you don't have to go so far. You don't have to use your whole weekend to drive somewhere to get somewhere just so you can do the activity. It's all so close. There is an incredible amount of outdoor activity here. So I'm not going to dive too much more into the outdoor activity because it's something that I often mention, partially because I enjoy it, partially because it's here. I know it's here, and I think it's something that a lot of people like. So let's keep going through the list. Next up, you have proximity to wine country. So of course, if you just head south, probably in less than an hour, you can get down to Yamhill County, and you've got a lot of Yamhill wineries down there in the Yamhill region. Oregon, of course, is known for its Pinots, so you do have those wines. Now, that's heading south, right? So if you're going south from Vancouver. But what if you head north? What do you have in the north? Well, you have Washington wineries, Washington wines that are available. And interestingly, all throughout Washington, you have different types of of products. So like I can think of products from Woodinville, which are going to be up in the north, and other types of distilleries and things that are made in the state, which is so cool. So I've talked to people also who belong to like wine clubs and things like that. If you are a wine enthusiast, you know, maybe you're practicing to be a junior sommelier, something like that, well, it's pretty cool because you have a lot of stuff you can enjoy close by. A lot of people seem to always think of like Napa Valley when it comes to wines, but Oregon and Washington do have their options. So if that's something that you really enjoy, you're going to be close by. And again, the traffic is not so bad, generally speaking, especially because it's likely something you're going to do on the weekend. All right. I want to talk about the next item on the list. Excuse me. The next item on the list is something that is going to be important if you do like to travel, or you need to travel for work, or whether you travel for fun, whatever the reason is. And that is going to be proximity to an international airport. Okay, if you never fly, this might not be a big deal for you. But I talk to people who do travel for work. They are concerned with how close they are to an airport, and you are very close to the Portland International Airport. So being close to an international airport makes it super convenient. And I don't know if you know this, but Portland International Airport was actually like highly rated. It has some famous carpet, if you want to look up an interesting fact. So it's also really, really unique because they have this thing that I often see there where it says that they have the same price, street prices, but at the airport. And if you've ever had to eat dinner at an airport or eat food or buy a gift, you may have noticed that the prices in airports are often higher. But interestingly, Portland has that special situation where they've kept the prices really convenient. It's a nice touch. It's something really interesting that I haven't seen at other airports. They actually advertise that, which is really cool. But, you know, if you live in a place where you have to drive, say, 2 or 3 hours to an airport, well, then this is going to be a major plus, living so close to an airport. So I definitely wanted to throw that out there. Okay, what else is really cool about the location of Vancouver? Well, there's two other things aside from mentioning that what you have to the south in Oregon, and that is what you have in the north, right? In the north, you have close proximity if you wanted to go to Seattle, Washington. So let's say you want to go to another really big city. You want to go there for vacation or for a concert or anything like that. I think that that's pretty cool that you can get over there, within 2.5 hours, depending on the traffic. Remember, if you are driving up the major road, of course, which is going to be the Highway 5, when you're driving to Seattle, you are already over the part that might have some of the major traffic, which would be coming from Oregon, right? So you can be there for the weekend, no problem. You can drive back down when you're done, and it's really convenient for a vacation. Now, additionally, what if you like road tripping? Okay, so we've already talked about what you have to the west, right? Which is going to be the Pacific Ocean and the coast. You have all that stuff you can see. But what's further north than Seattle? That's right, it's Canada. So you can drive to Canada, which I have done, in, I want to be fair and say 6 hours. Obviously, it depends on the traffic, depends on how many times you stop, but that takes you into Vancouver because, wait a minute, Vancouver? But you're coming from Vancouver? But you're going to Vancouver? That's right, you can drive to Vancouver, Canada, okay? Vancouver, Canada is about 45 minutes over the border. So if you are passionate about driving, or if you just want to take a road trip, it's pretty awesome. I've driven up there a few times. I didn't find it to be a stressful drive. And if you have the luxury, you can stop in Seattle or Bellevue or Kirkland, Washington, spend the night, enjoy some local establishments, some food, and then head all the way up to Canada. So it's pretty cool that you can drive there. I find that to be something that's a great option that's not too far away. Now, just in case you are wondering what happens if you head east, the closest next major city is probably going to be Boise, Idaho. And Boise is, once again, about 6 hours away, depending on the weather. Now, I'm not so concerned about the traffic, more so about the weather, because I have done the drive several times already, gone back and forth, and both times I thought it was really scenic. So, what makes it scenic? Well, that is the location, right? That is your proximity to the Columbia River Gorge. The Gorge is a major attraction. The Columbia River Gorge is home of Multnomah Falls, La Tourelle Falls, a lot of hiking, a lot of outdoors activities. You have things on the Washington and the Oregon side. You have small towns like Stevenson, Washington on one side. You have Cascade Locks on another side, where you might want to stop off at the local brewery and try some of their food and drinks. So all of that is, once again, really cool to have the Gorge there. It's hard to explain it if you don't ever have to take a road trip, or if you don't enjoy any type of hiking or outdoors activities. But if you do like it, having the Gorge nearby is really great. Additionally, you do have, of course, as you know, a major city just south of you, which is Portland, Oregon. So you do have that as well. People go there for dining. They head down to the famous Pearl District over there. They go to some of the many streets over there. And again, it's only 8 to 12 miles away. It partially depends on where you're going, of course, because you could be going to different parts of the city. Okay, so those are the key things I really love about the location. You've got the coast very close by. You've got Mount St. Helens and Mount Hood very close by. We haven't talked about this yet, but you have 2 major rivers close by. That's the Willamette River and the Columbia River, which give you a location for water sports and water-based activities. Aside from that, of course, you have Seattle, you have Portland, you have Vancouver, British Columbia, up in Canada. You have wine country. And last, I want to mention there's a series of small towns where you might want to vacation or drive through or just spend the day. And those are all readily available really close by. And I have personally driven down to them. I go down for lunch. I like to walk on Main Street. I really like to soak it in. So that's what I wanted to talk to you about in this video, all about the location of Vancouver. Not what's in Vancouver, but what's around it. And that's just another reason that I really enjoy it. So if you want to learn more about what's in the city, of course, make sure you watch some of my videos. As you can see, behind me is a major park in downtown, the Esther Shore Park. All right, so I really want to hear what you like about where you live and what you're looking for in a city in terms of what's close by. Drop a comment below. Of course, while you're clicking down there, make sure you click that little bell, tap that subscribe button. And if you are thinking about moving out here to Vancouver, Washington, you know what to do. You've got to reach out to me. Send me an email, send me a text message, give me a call, okay? 24/7. Or if you're ready to schedule like a video chat, click the link below. Let's get on the calendar, and we cannot wait to help you. All right, everybody. I will see you in the next video. We talk even more about living in Vancouver, Washington. Take care.